All right. All right. So good afternoon. It is Thursday, the 3rd of November. And like I said, this is the one that should have been sent out. But as it says in here, today we're going to go. Oh, this is the wrong one. Good golly. Well, I don't even know where the heck it is. Maybe it's under my sent. Well, we'll grab it. We'll go from here. But we're starting right now, not at 12:35. We're starting now. All right. So today we're going to go over, I'm going to go show you how I fixed my easy React calculator first of all, then we're going to build a React calculator. And I did grab some material from some things that were out on the internet. It's not totally mine. I'd be lying if I said it was. So we're going to do that today. We're also going to go over the homework. You should have gotten that. All right. And I don't know why I can't find the thing I supposedly had sent out, but I can't. There it is. Okay. All right. So as it says, we'll start at 1:05, not the usual 12:05. All right. We had our staff meeting today, and there's the funny thing is there was stuff that's screwed up, and it's all screwed up in the AWD program. Again, we're in the middle of changing the course that you take in the 4th semester. It was AWD1112, which was mobile application development. It's changing to AWD1115, which is database driven web development 2. But they've already put out the schedules for spring, and the changes, even though it's been approved by our education committee, it hasn't been put in the system yet. So we had to try to figure that out. That's why it took a little bit longer. Sorry about that. Today, as it says, we're going to continue working with React, building another app, and I'll show you the one that I have. Let's see, where is it? It's right there. It's a simple calculator. So if I come through here and I clear and I type in 85 divided by 2, I get 42.5 times 4, 170 plus 7 is 177 minus 78 is 99. So you can see it appears as though at least it's working. All right. So we're going to go over that in just a couple minutes. What I did was I decided that since I'm giving you basically 3 things to do, I pushed the due date for the assignment to next Thursday. We're going to go over that in just a second. Okay. In addition, I attached to the email you should have gotten earlier 2 Word documents and the homework. So let's start by going over the homework so you're sure you know exactly what it is you're supposed to be doing. All right. So as it says, this homework is now due Thursday. No, there's no class Friday next week, the 11th. Rankin always has off on Veterans Day, but I decided to make it Thursday because then if you're all caught up and you got everything turned in, you get a 3-day weekend from worrying about anything for this class. So for part 1, you are to complete both the JavaScript BMI calculator that we started on a day or 2 ago and the React BMI calculator that we worked on a day or 2 ago. All right. They both should be functional. In other words, they should work, and you should put your own CSS on them, to put your own spin on them, so to speak. All right. I also attached the original assignment on there because it had the screenshots and stuff in it. I don't think you'll need that, but just in case you did. So that's part 1. For part 2, as it says, you are to create and turn in that React tic-tac-toe tutorial that's from the react.js.org website. All right, again, it should work. All right, and that's 50 points. Finally, you should be working on the React calculator that we're going to do in class today. All right, I'm going to give you the code. I'm not going to give you the CSS that I used. I will tell you I used Flexbox all over the place and did a few other things. All right. but you can make it look any way you want it to look. And if you decide you want to customize it because you don't like the way this one looks, totally fine. All right, so again, it should work. In other words, be functional, and it should have your own CSS in it. Now, what I'm planning on doing again next week is probably on Monday, we're going to go over something with the Open Weather API, where we'll write a fairly simplistic app with that. And then on Tuesday, we'll write one that'll use the IMDb or the Internet Movie Database React app. If we can get both of them done in, each one done in a period, great. If it's Monday and we get the one done early, we'll start on the next one. That's fine too. The plan though right now is for next Wednesday and next Thursday to both be lab periods, because then you will have enough time to finish all three of these parts. All right. And people shouldn't be really complaining, because right there, that's almost 8 hours of lab. Again, there's no class next Friday, I should say, the 11th, because Rankin always closes to commemorate Veterans Day. All right, that's first thing. Next, and if you have questions on anything, please stop me. All right. This is the one that I worked on yesterday and that I couldn't get to work. And I want to mention a few things about it. It does work now, okay? But let's see if I come in here. There we go. I want to kill anything that's running on port 3000 right now so I can restart. All right. So I'm going to show you what this looks like, and it is changed a little bit from what we had originally, and I'll explain why and etc. So I changed the calculator around just a little bit. It's now got these 4 buttons instead of the drop downs. Can you make the drop downs work? The answer is you should be able to, but I had nothing but problems with them. And I'm going to show you some of the problems that I had in just a bit. But when you come in here, so if I put in 133 and 8 as an example, I can add, I can subtract, I can multiply, I can divide. All right. And the clear works. And if I press one of these, there is 0 in there. And notice again, the illegal attempt to divide by 0, that works. All right. And when I have nothing in here, try that again. All right. It does. I guess I needed to fix that because it's just going to do this every time. Yours really shouldn't. All right. Okay, but I want to show you why I changed to this and some of the problems that I had with it. I guess that I foolishly, when I was going through this, probably at least, didn't do as good a job of looking at my stuff as I thought I did. And what I want to tell you exactly what I mean. All right. For these labels, where are we? When you put labels in here, if you don't know this already, if you've got a label and you come in here and you try to do this, for example, 4 equals number 1, something like that. That may or may not work, but at a minimum, you're going to get a warning. Well, this warning was bugging the hell out of me. And I couldn't figure out what the problem was. The problem is we're basically running in a JavaScript environment. So the system thought I was trying to use a for loop. All right. I think you can get around that. You might be able to type in HTML4 or something like that. But the point is, as soon as you remove that, it goes away. So any errors that we have go away. So that was one thing. The second thing is, and I literally, and if one of you get it to work, great. I'd be more than willing to give you total credit for it and share it with you, with everybody. But when I tried using the onChange attribute in here with the select and the different options, it wouldn't take it. It just didn't work. All right. It wasn't giving me any errors or anything. It just wasn't working. So I started to look online and, I Googled the hell out of everything. I was on Stack Overflow. Like I said, I spent a good 2 hours on this. And a couple of the ones that I saw said, no, you basically do it the same way with a button. You do the on change, you do the event, and you do the target value. I put that in. That's what I had, and it didn't work. All right. So finally, I thought, well, at least to have something on here and to show you something that works, I changed it to this. Okay. I'm not saying that's beautiful or anything else, but again, it works. And that's the big thing. Now, when I look in here, I believe that while I was ripping this thing apart, so let's see if I still have that or not, because I don't remember if I do. So I think I went right into the add, the subtract, etc., all of that stuff. All right. So really what I probably should have done in here, for instance, if I go back in there and I add this, I'll just add it to add. All right. In fact, let's put it up here. Let's see. Try to be consistent. All right. Oh boy. There we go. So if either one of those are empty, then I'm just going to do a set message. Cannot. All right. So I could have come in and done this. All right. And then come back just to show you. So there's my set message. And I'm going to come back in here and I'm also going to say return false. All right. And then I'm going to come down here and I'm going to say return true. All right. And then in this function add right here, I'm going to do this. I'm going to say let keep going or whatever you want to call it equal check for empty. All right. And let's see, if not keep going, return, something like that. All right. I'm just doing this literally off the top of my head, but it should work. Let's see. So with nothing in here and nothing in here now, you must fill in a value for number 1 and number 2. All right. So as soon as I do come in and even if I put in one value, so if I put in just 1, oh, for some reason it doesn't like it. But if number 1 is empty or number 2 is empty, if either one is, you must fill in a value. Well, you saw that it started to work. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to check that to see if it's empty or not, because that would have been a cleaner way of doing it. So what I'm telling you is right now, when you do, you don't have to turn this in, but if you decide, for example, that you want to put this, maybe you don't, I don't know, but if you want to put something like this out on your portfolio, you really shouldn't have it set up so that, it comes in here. And if I've got a value here, that it comes up and it says, and not a number plus not a number. Are you guys both still there?
Yeah, we're here.
Okay, well, my internet went out for a minute, so what I'm gonna try to do here, I have no idea. Last time this happened, it stopped taping. All right, so, good gosh. I'm gonna try to stop my recording and start the recording again. Okay, we're gonna see if that works.